What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Rich of Review Tech USA, and today is going to be a really off-the-cuff video talking about why Duke Nukem Forever failed. The reason why I waited until today is because I wanted the dust to settle on Metacritic, and I wanted some more reviews to come out. I know there's going to be even more reviews which could bring the score higher or lower, but today is a good day to talk about it. I don't think the game is going to get that much higher of a score or lower of a score. It's hurting pretty bad as it is right now. So as of today, June 15th, 2011, I am looking at Metacritic. You may hear the mouse clicking as we speak. The PC version of Duke Nukem Forever has a 56, and the the Xbox 360 version is at an average Metacritic score of 48. That is bad. That is like a do not buy, runaway screaming score. So what the hell made this happen? What made one of the most hyped games of all time fall flat on its face? Well, there's a couple things. Let's talk about when Duke Nukem 3D first hit the market. It came out in January of 1996, and at that time, Duke Nukem 3D really got lucky in terms of timing of when it was released. Yes, there was a lot of other first-person shooters, or not a lot, there was a substantial amount, but it came out in a time when the market wasn't flooded, when it was still growing, when it was still, forming itself. The first-person genre was still forming itself, and it was perfect. The timing of when 3D Realms released Duke Nukem 3D was perfect. People were over Doom 1 and 2 in terms of, it being a new, exciting product. Yes, Doom was still great and people were playing it like crazy, but they wanted something new and different. And, first-person shooters back then weren't released every second like they are now. I mean, every month there's a new first-person shooter now. And it was refreshing. It had the gameplay of Doom. It was slightly revamped. And on top of it, you had this guy, spewing out these funny one-liners, this machismo, ultra-masculine guy, time to kick ass and chew bubblegum. So you had this really fun gameplay, even though I prefer Doom more. And you had these great one-liners, so it was really entertaining, and it didn't take itself seriously. Was it revolutionary? No, and that's my point. To me, if Duke Nukem 3D, the original title, just came out now, obviously, updated with, whatever technology they're using on PC and 360. I'm not saying, looking the way it did back in 1996. Say the original Duke Nukem launched now, and it just had straight-up mediocre gameplay, and it was just an average first-person shooter. It wouldn't be big. It wouldn't be legendary. The market's too flooded, and there's with games like Battlefield 3 coming out, and how many amazing first-person shooters in the market, the Duke Nukem series would have to come with a lot more than just, average gameplay and really funny one-liners. So really, what made Duke Nukem take off was it came out at a time when there wasn't that much competition, and a character like Duke Nukem with his brash one-liners and his whole ultra-macho, persona in a video game was brand new. No one ever saw anything like that before. So combine those two elements together with the time the game came out, it really was the perfect timing for 3D Realms to release it, and that's what made Duke Nukem 3D so successful. IGN said something that, the legend that's behind Duke Nukem, or the legendary status that character has, isn't really deserved. It just was all a matter of perfect timing. And honestly, I have to agree with IGN. I really think that the Duke Nukem character and the game and the series just got very lucky. And if that game came out any other time, it wouldn't have flopped, but it wouldn't have, achieved the status that it has. The other big thing is how long it took for the sequel to come out. It's been 14 years. 14 years, almost 15 years since Duke Nukem 3D launched back in January of 1996. What the hell happened? What were they doing the whole time? I know it's had multiple engines. They were going to release it like years ago, back in like 2000, I believe. I'm not looking at dates right now, but it's had multiple release dates. It's going through multiple engines, multiple revamps. I know it's using the Unreal Engine now. What were you doing? And it was being really, people had this, euphoric, nostalgic feeling about Duke Nukem 3D, and as time went on, it felt more like a legend than it did an actual game, and it just built up so much hype in people because it took over a decade, almost a decade and a half, for a sequel to be released. So people had these astronomically high expectations from a game that didn't really deserve to be thought about that way. You know, I mean, it was Duke Nukem 3D, like I said, was a good game, but you know, it really was this whole, you know, the studio that created the game, you know, fell to its knees, and the IP, the intellectual property, was picked up by another company. It really, like, the story of the game and the development behind it is more legendary than the game itself. And I really think that this whole mystery and drama and hype built up Duke Nukem Forever to something that I don't think any game could live up to. So combining the fact together that, you know, the original game had a status that I don't think it really deserved, and that the sequel had so much time and drama and other issues around it, made people really expect something revolutionary. And at the end of the day, all Duke Nukem Forever is a slightly below average, if not very below average, first-person shooter with mediocre gameplay, mediocre graphics, and ho-hum online. Now, even though I kind of expected the game to do poorly, I do wish the game did well. I really do. You know, Duke Nukem 3D brings back a lot of memories for me too. I had laughs with the game. You know, I didn't love the game, but I liked it a lot, and, you know, brought me back to a different place in my life. And it would have been nice to see Duke come back with a vengeance, but it's just how the industry goes, man. You know, Duke Nukem didn't evolve, and the rest of the gaming industry did. And if they want to have another chance with this series, yeah, keep Duke like Duke, but, you know, the gameplay, and hell, even the character a little bit, has to evolve. But that's my take on it, on why I think Duke Nukem Forever failed. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Let me know if you agree with me or disagree with me, and tell me why. I'm very interested. Anyway, guys, as always, I will have another video up tomorrow, and thanks once again for supporting Review Tech USA.